Oh boy. Okay, talk about a jump scare. We can't be slightly better? Not so much. Okay, whatever. We'll fix it soon. What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's vlog. About like 20 minutes ago, I didn't think I'd be filming at all today. And now here I am with a whole day of plans for us. So get excited. I wanted to film, but then I didn't want to film. So I did film this morning and the things that I did. And then I didn't think I was going to, so I stopped. And now I'm back. So it is Monday. I do not have to work today. So I'm just trying to make the most of the day, and it's gonna be hopefully equal amounts of productive and lazy. So I got up this morning at the same time I normally would if it were a work day, around like 6:30. I probably stayed in bed until like 7. And then what did I do? I read for a little bit on the couch. I'm so close to finishing this book. I actually just finished reading a little bit more, but I didn't have that long because I wanted to make a spin class. So then I went and took a spin class. I really am trying hard to make that a better habit in 2024. So that felt really good to get that done and out of the way. Honestly, if I wanted a big wake-up call, I didn't have to move my body aggressively for 45 minutes. I could have just stepped outside because it is so cold. It is so cold. I think it's actually supposed to snow a little bit later, and also later this week as well, which isn't a bad thing. I know previous videos, like, all I can talk about is how much I love winter and how much I can't wait for it to snow. And it has snowed a little bit in New York the past couple of weeks, but like not enough to get those like nostalgic chill vibes, snowy feelings rolling, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Sarah, focus. Okay, basically you're all caught up. I came home from spin, had myself some breakfast, made some coffee, obviously, sat on the couch with my boyfriend Evan for a little bit because he didn't have to leave for work until a little bit later this morning. Now I've just kind of been chilling. I'm ready to get my day started. I'm currently uploading some footage onto my laptop, and I also am trying to make some bread. My sourdough like molded a lot quicker than it normally does. That sounds bad when I say that my sourdough gets moldy all the time, but like I'm one girl. Evan doesn't really eat the sourdough too much unless we're making sandwiches, so it's just me. I get through maybe like 3/4 of it most of the time, and I'm okay with that, but it got moldy like super quickly this time. I didn't feel like making sourdough. It's been a minute since I've made just like a regular rustic artisanal loaf, I guess. So I'm currently trying to get that going. I did a biga last night that after 12 to 14 hours it should be like bubbly and smell like alcohol and like ready to go to be mixed with the rest of the ingredients, but it's not quite there. So I have it sitting in the oven. I turn it on the temperature for a little bit just to get it hot, turn it down, put the container in the oven, so hopefully it is getting gassy and airy and doing what it needs to do. So let's actually go check on that real quick. Oh gosh, I like don't know where to put you all because we got rid of our sad little countertop island. Actually, we didn't get rid of it. It is over here for now. We're hoping to get a newer, bigger, better one that initially we were gonna put right here where the old one was, but we kind of like the vibes of this. So anyway, I don't know. I guess I'll just put you over here. Not the best angle. Ooh, okay, it's actually bubbling now, so not sure how much of that you actually saw. It is getting a little more bubbly, and I'm growing impatient, so I think I'm going to mix this into the final dough. I have to do a couple of folds. I have the book right here. This is the book I'm following, Flour, Water, Salt, Yeast by Ken Forkish. These are the recipes that I followed before I got into sourdough making, so if you're into bread making, I highly recommend it. Yeah, so after I mix, why am I standing like this? After I mix the final dough, 3 or 4 folds. It's best to apply the folds during the first hour and a half after mixing the dough. When the dough is about triple its original volume, 3 to 4 hours after mixing, it is ready to be divided. I think that will give us plenty of time to go out and be a little productive in New York City today. That's right, I'm leaving the house. I think, wasn't that a goal of mine I made in my 2024 planning video or something along those lines? Just like enjoy New York City more, being social. This isn't really being social, I guess, but just leaving the house when I could very easily just stay inside all day, which is what I want to do. But no, we are gonna leave the house. So I am going to mix up this dough, probably get ready in between doing some of those folds, and then we will go out for a little bit. You can actually probably let it sit. It says 3 to 4 hours, but our apartment is fairly cold, which is why like the biga took so long and I had to put it in the oven for a little bit where it was warm, because our apartment is freezing. It says 3 to 4. We probably have like a good like 4 to 6 hours to go roam around the city and whatnot. So timing should work out perfectly. Should we do a cheesy transition? We should do a cheesy transition. I hated that. A little OOTD that nobody asked for, but I'm wearing a American Eagle pants that I just got on sale. Can you tell I don't do this very often? They're baggy towards the bottom and they have the like V-shaped waistline, which when I saw this popping up as a trend, I was like, oh no, I'm not touching that with the 10.5-foot pole. It's one of those things that you see like all the skinny girls wearing and do it and you're like, that would never work on my body type. And then you buy some and then they become like one of the most comfortable pairs of jeans that you own and actually like do you favors. Anyway, go get yourself some. I highly recommend. This top, I'm not sure where it's from. It was a gift from Evan's mom and it's very warm. The material's like decently thick. It's a little deceiving and very, very soft. So I thought that would be a good thing to try today. A beanie. My mom got us literally a bag of beanies for Evan and I to share for Christmas. So this is most likely from Kohl's. I've really been vibing with the white recently. And then my all white Vans high tops. Ooh, this is looking so dramatic. So I figured I could actually let you know what we're doing today while I get ready because that'd probably be helpful. I'm not going to do anything too crazy just because it's cold. I'm not going out trying to impress anyone, but it's nice to just put on a little makeup and feel good about yourself every once in a while. I also, if the motivation is really flowing, will be filming more of like a sit down video later today that if you're watching this might already be up or maybe it's going up after this one. I have no idea. My dough, I keep wanting to say sourdough, then I realize that it's not sourdough. My dough, it's 50%, I think it's 50-50, 50% whole wheat flour, 50% white all-purpose flour. I've done one of the folds. I'm folding it like every 15 or so minutes. I have 6 minutes. And then once that is done folding, that's where it could sit for like 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 4 to 6 hours. And in the meantime, I want to get out of the house and do a little bit. I want to go to Ulta, which I feel like I just went to Ulta. Almost every time I go home to Delaware, my mom and I go to Ulta. That's just like what we do. I have no idea. Bad influences on each other when it comes to shopping, but I am out of setting spray. I also want to try a new one. So I'll probably be looking up like reviews while I'm sitting on the subway. I also want to get, it is really hard to talk into your makeup at the same time. I did a combo earlier this week that looked nice. Let's keep going with this like white angelic theme, even though I'm anything but I also want to get a foot mask. I know, not cute. And it's not even a winter thing. Like maybe it's because I'm not a nail salon girly. Like I don't go get manicures. I don't go get pedicures, but my feet are just constantly like dried and cracked. And I feel like, I don't know what weird crazy chemicals are in those like foot masks, the little like booties that you put on and leave on for like 2 hours and wash off, but like they work. I'm sorry, they work, and until I find something better, that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I only do it like a couple times a year. Right now, I feel like I desperately need it. TMI. And then I figured while I'm there, I want to look for like a very gentle, like plain white towel because I've started using part of my acne journey. I don't talk about it too much, but I know I've mentioned it. If there's any other adults on here who are experiencing, I think like the technical term for it is like female adult hormonal acne or something, which is just like terrible, not inclusive name, but I think that's like my official diagnosis. Anyway, one of the things that I'm doing, of the many things that I'm doing to help with that is using face cleanser and only in the mornings. That's like 10% benzoyl peroxide and it has a bleaching effect. So I've had to use the same towel for the shower. I mean, I wash it because it's just like turning this towel all sorts of colors besides the color that it originally was, which was light blue. I want to get just like a white towel that's gentle on the face that I can use like when I wash my face in the sink. Because right now, if I'm washing my face in the sink, I like strip down because I don't want to accidentally bleach my clothes. The towel, I don't care about. It's a lost cause. And then that way I can go back to using like other towels for my body as well. So I don't have to worry about them getting stained. And then after that, since we're doing a little bit of shopping, and since I'm almost done my book, low-key, if I have enough time today, I will finish it. Otherwise, probably tomorrow morning because it's getting really good. I do want to go buy a new book. So I'm going to walk. The Ulta that I'm going to is like Midtown-ish. I think it's technically like Koreatown. And then I'm going to walk downtown to a bookstore that I've been to before. And then while we're there, while we're out, since the rest of the week I'll be working remote from my desk, and since today I do need to edit a video, I thought I'd try to do that in a bookstore. Or no, I'm sorry, in a coffee shop. So I'm gonna find a nearby coffee shop, and if it's not too busy, I'll try to sit down. Okay, nobody panic yet, but this eyeliner is looking pretty great. Can she replicate? We'll find out. Not great, but also not bad. I feel like for once they're sisters. They're normally cousins, definitely never twins. And my timer's going off, so let me go wash my hands and go fold some dough. So I think that's it. We'll take the subway from Brooklyn over to a little bit of both, I guess. The Ulta, do a little shopping. Hopefully I can just stick with my shopping list of 3 small things, but maybe y'all can relate to this. I walk into an Ulta and I black out. So what I walk out with is going to be a surprise to all of us. And then after Ulta, walk downtown to the bookstore, hopefully get at least 1 book, if not a couple. That way I don't have to make the trip again immediately. Not that I'm reading books that quickly, but I need to put better energy into the universe in regards to my book reading. So hopefully I get a little quicker at it. But I feel like bookstores kind of similar to Ulta. You black out a little bit when you go in there and you come out with just a surprise. This eyebrow does not want to eyebrow today. And then go to a nearby coffee shop to either buy coffee and leave and come back and edit for a little bit, or sit in the coffee shop and edit for a little bit, which would be nice. I also kind of want to bake outside of the bread. I want to make a dessert, and maybe, now that I'm thinking all these things through, it's already, I think, close to 12, or it is after 12. It will be closer to 1 by the time I actually leave the apartment, so maybe I'm being a little ambitious. At the very least, I need to do all my errands, edit this video, and hopefully film. But who knows? I'm staying up a little late, not that late. I will still be in bed, hopefully by 10:30, if not sooner, because the Eagles are in the playoffs, finals, something, and they don't play until I think like 8 or 8:30, so I got time. I'm trying to get all my productivity out of the way before then. That way I can sit down, have some dinner, and watch Philadelphia win, hopefully. I do have this like mini trial size Tarte setting spray from like so long ago. I kind of like it though. I don't know, maybe I'll get a Tarte setting spray. Though she doesn't smell good, so probably not this one. And last but not least, I have, unfortunately, I shouldn't say that, but I have succumbed to the Soul de Janeiro bandwagon. So I just left Ulta and the bookstore. I'll give a little Ulta haul when I'm back home. Rizzoli bookstore is actually the 2nd time I've been there before. First time was to meet Claire Sackets and have dessert person's time, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm on my way to a coffee shop. It's actually not as late as I thought it was gonna be by this point. I think it's only 2, so I might try to work for at least an hour, get a warm coffee because I'm freezing, and yeah, maybe get a little snack, get some work done. So I have my coffee. I'm in fact not in a coffee shop anymore. Ended up being not only just 2 avenue blocks away, which I was not expecting, very easily could have gone somewhere closer. It was also full inside. It had a very cute sitting area, but unfortunately all of the tables were taken. So coffee latte actually for the road. It's actually delicious. And we're just gonna go home. It's cold. I should be home anyway with my cats cuddled under a blanket. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're back in the apartment. That's slightly warmer than it is outside. Yeah, that was a quick little outing, but also felt so long because hauling my laptop around the city hurt my shoulders more than it should, probably because we do arms during my spin class. But anyway, besides the point, it was very enjoyable. I am happy to be home. I feel like this is honestly the move. I saw a lot of people salting the streets, so I think it might be starting to snow soon. I have no idea, but it's probably best that I'm home anyway. I'm also starving, so I'll probably have a really late lunch after this. I'm probably gonna be having a late dinner, so it's all good. But anyway, before I have lunch, and then I'll probably quickly film the video I want to film after this because it's already starting to get dark outside. Let me do a little haul of the things that I got. Okay, so you did pretty much already see my Ulta haul. I did get one of the like magic foot peeling shoe things. I think I grabbed the wrong one in the video. I went back and got this one. So this was not on my list of things to get, but I realized that I was almost out of my like cleansing balm that I used to get my makeup off before doing my regular cleanser. So this is the Dyalla one. I've been really into this brand recently, and it could be because the packaging is so cute. All of their moisturizers, face wash, serums, they all come in square jars, which I think is so cute. I use their moisturizer with SPF right now, and I've also used one of their other ones that's just like regular without SPF. Really do enjoy them, so I thought I would try this. Previously, I think I've just been using the e.l.f. brand, which isn't too bad, but it's also, I think, one of the only melting cleansing balms that I have tried before. So we're gonna give this a try and see how I like it. And then I just ended up getting the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This is obviously like a mini travel size one because you have larger cans, which I think were like $25, which really isn't that bad for as long as it probably lasts you. I like to imagine, I don't know. But I just wanted to test it out. This is the Prep and Set Mist. There's two different ones. The one in the black bottle is the one that a lot of people use and that you see around. This one I think just emphasized hydration, which my skin needs more of. And then for books at Rizzoli Bookstore, that place is so cute. It's small, but also so big, if that makes sense. I don't know. I also forgot that they have a really decent cookbook selection, which is a good thing that cookbooks are so expensive. I mean, they're priced as they should be, but nothing I'm looking to spend money on right now because I would have bought so many of them. But I did end up with 2 fiction books that I'm excited about. Did not realize that I was going for a color theme, apparently. The first one I got is In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. There's like a time jump into this one, supposedly, where like at some point she spends like an hour in the future, and then the rest of the book is based off of like what she knows about the future, I guess, which I feel like is just appropriate because the current book that I'm reading goes back and forth between like 2 potential realities based on a decision that was made earlier in the book. So this feels like a vibe. And then this one, A Winter in New York. I mean, it's currently winter in New York. How could I not? Also, yes, I'm a sucker for like young adult books, especially romance books. I will forever just be in that genre, and that's just how it is. It's sometimes horror, sometimes suspense stuff. So this one is actually about a chef living in New York City, and something about Family Secret Recipe. She helps the restaurant in Little Italy come back together after potentially falling apart. There's love, there's romance, I don't really know. But I just went to dinner in Little Italy for the very first time this past Friday, and it was such a good experience. It's about gelato. Love gelato. Had gelato while I was there. And yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for both of these. I'm genuinely not sure which one I'll start with. Part of me says this one just because of like the jumping around of time. Then part of me says this one because it is currently winter in New York, and knowing my track record with books, I'll be reading this through the summer. Hopefully not, but so maybe I do start with this one. They also gave me this very adorable bookmark, so can never have too many of these. And that is that. Why? It feels very yellow in here. I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to make some lunch. These are just some leftover noodles, broccoli, snow peas that I made for dinner earlier this week. I'm going to film, and then I'll probably do my final rounds of my dough, which y'all are sitting on top of right now. It's definitely puffed up quite a bit, so I think going with just like 4 to 5 hours should be fine. Let's just focus on a couple of things at a time. So I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna film, I'm going to do my dough, and then probably just sit around and edit for a little bit. So I'll check in at some point. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's been probably over an hour, almost 2 hours. I just attempted to film that video. It was, I don't think I ever specified what it was. It was making Notion updates, so not quite a plan with me, but just a sit down video showing all the updates and like changes and additions and deletions I wanted to make to my Notion. Once I started to sit down and start filming, I was not feeling it. I was a little all over the place, and then my camera battery died, my laptop was overheating, was moving slowly, so we'll see if that video ever makes the light of day. It's 5 o'clock, I need to move on to the next thing. The dough is bubbly, she is large, she's already grown significantly since the last time. It's like actively, oh my god, do you see that? I'm gonna do this angle because this is kind of fun. Maybe we'll pop. And it's definitely time to shape it, put it in the proofing basket. I think it just sits there for about an hour and then I will bake it. And I'm also eager to do this because I'm planning on having grilled cheese and soup for dinner and I need the bread to be able to do that. Oh, there it goes. Yo, low-key, baking and bread is so cool. It's so scientific. That's why I love it so much. Food just be doing stuff. All right, evening vibes are in full effect. We have the Christmas candle. We have a computer for editing, and we have the most precious little sleepy nugget. Before I get into editing though, it is time to cook my bread. I have the dough in the basket here, and Tiara, the Black Dress Diaries, go follow her on YouTube. She's on my iPad. And then I have the Dutch oven in the oven, which has been preheating. So let's take it out. Let's do a little poke dent test on the bread. She should definitely be good to go, I think, but springs back, but not too quickly. Oh gosh, okay, well that did not go great. I am still not good with high hydration doughs, which is what that is. All of the recipes in Ken Forkish's book are high hydration. So it may not rise very well, may not get very tall, but it's still gonna be delicious at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. So I'm gonna allow that to bake for 30 minutes covered, and then uncover, bake for another 20-25 minutes. And then I'll let it cool for a little bit, and then I'll make a grilled cheese for dinner. So I probably won't film it much more. It's about 6 o'clock now. I'm gonna edit until like right when the Eagles game starts at 8:15. Hopefully by then the bread is cooled. I will make myself a grilled cheese and soup for dinner. That's basically it. So I'll show you what the bread looks like, but other than that, I think we will call it here. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed gallivanting around New York City with me. I definitely need to do more vlogs like this. Being a homebody is great, but taking advantage of a really amazing city is also great. So I promise to do more of that in the future. But in the meantime, I hope you are having a lovely evening, day, morning, wherever you are, and I will see you next time.